17th, 2015. Here with you, this is Renee Kate Freelove.
And I am your rebel mistress, Anne Leverett.
It is our very special first show where we are liable to make complete idiots of ourselves because we are both newbies.
We are newbies, but we're already awesome. We're stepping into this awesome.
We're doing something.
Yeah. We figured the young women in the community need to be heard. What's going on in our heads, you know?
True story.
True story.
So what are we talking about today, Miss Anne Leverett?
Well, I think we want you guys to get to know us, right?
Right on.
Because we're awesome.
Sounds
we're awesome
good to
people.
me. Sure.
So, I had already heard about Renee when I first came into the community.
What the hell for?
I don't know. I just knew you. You know.
That doesn't sound good.
You were like a celebritarian of levels.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone knows Ian, and so like you were Ian's girlfriend.
All right, fair enough. Well, that's
and
how.
And you were like on the ladies panel at convention.
I was. I was also on the old school Ladies in Keene blog.
Oh, really?
Once upon a time.
I haven't heard about that.
That was based out of Keene, New Hampshire. It was actually mentioned in Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree.
Oh.
First plug.
Oh, yeah.
First plug.
Don't shameless self-promotion.
Yes.
If you are interested in it, we will supply it. I love Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. I would say it's one of the top 2 reasons that I decided to switch my education and move to the Shire as soon as possible. It was Derek J. And I had a fangasm the first time I seen him. Like, fangasm. I had already watched his video twice because that's how much I loved it.
I was totally crushing on Derek J at one point, too. He was my... He's basically the reason that I am in this liberty movement as well. I showed up for a kind of a party that I heard about going down at Central Square in Keene at the Common. And I showed up, and sure enough, there was Derek J, and there was a miniature kind of dance party going on, which is also known as the infamous Live Freer dance.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I've heard about that.
Featured in Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree.
I can't believe you were there.
I was there.
What was it like to be there?
I got to see a lot of Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree go down, right in front of me.
Firsthand. Like,
yeah.
That's history.
Yeah.
You realize that. You've made history now.
Right? It's awesome. And sure enough, Derek J's my roommate now, so.
See, like, that kind of stuff is so surreal to me. The fact, you know, like, this is crazy. Let's just go ahead and say it. This is crazy. Like, we have people who move from all over the country to come to this place where it's basically a cult, but awesomer, because you can leave.
A voluntary cult.
A voluntary cult. A cult of free will. Like, the best fucking cult ever, right? So, you got all these people moving from all over the world, and, like, they're making a story for themselves, and it's just, like, so cool to be able to watch that, like, firsthand.
It's awesome. Truly awesome. The fact that I'm recording in the ever-famed Rebel Love Studios right now with Ash the studio cat, who's MIA right now.
Ash is somewhere. We're not good enough for her right now, but, you know, she's a slut, so.
Whatever.
An ethical slut.
That's okay.
Second plug.
It's cool to be,
Second plug.
It's cool to be a slut. That's all right. That's fine. All right. First blank space. First, now what do we do? First. We're like radio podcast babies.
We are.
YouTube babies.
Like little babies. And we're, like, speaking of babies.
Oh, boy.
We are very young. And compared. No, I feel like this is a young community. It's not, like, super old. Like, when people think of libertarian or conservative or something of that nature, they're thinking, like, 60-year-olds.
Yeah.
Not, like, fresh-faced.
Yeah.
20-something.
Yeah. I mean, we have people of all ages here. And one of the things that we also discussed on the ladies panel at convention, age is basically irrelevant in this community, which is awesome.
Yeah. Exactly.
Awesome, because I don't feel that an arbitrary number defines me. I really don't get... Yeah. Like, I would ask you how old you are right now, but I really don't give a fuck. But for perspective's sake or whatever, how old are you? rebel mistress.
I am 21 hot years old.
21 hot years old. Oh, yeah, that's right. You just had your birthday, right?
I did. How old are you?
I am sweet 17. So
17 and sexy.
17 and sexy.
So, yeah, I totally agree. And, like, it's just people on the outside are so kind of indoctrinated to believe this is the only way things can be. This is the only way, you know, things can go. Whereas, even if you look back to, like, prehistoric time, you didn't live to be 17. Like, in Georgia, you can get married when you're 16. It's just people lived a different way in the past. Like, back when it was more... I would say the government wasn't fully at its power that it is now. Now people are believing anything. So it's just, you have to be, you know, you have to be 25 and 2 kids and, like, then you can have a voice. You can't be young and say anything.
Yeah.
Or you're a bimbo.
Don't forget your arbitrary limits. For example, I'm about to light a cigarette right now. I am 17, but once again, I don't care because I feel it is my personal choice what I want to put in my body, you know? So even if it's a bad one.
And then after, she'll reapply her makeup because, you know, you got to get in that. I would be 420 # blaze it YOLO swaggin' right now.
Yeah, full keen.
Yeah. We're going full keen on this show.
Full keen.
Nothing's off limits, so.
Full keen and match.
When you first got here, when you first stepped into the community, what did you expect it already since you had been following Derek J around?
Well, first of all, I'd not really been following Derek J
around, but like hanging out with him, like, you know.
Well, the way that went down, I had seen my first-hand experience with the FSP community started with Live Free or Dance, so I watched that go down, and after that, I was kind of curious, like, whoa, like, who are these people who didn't take any bullshit from the cops, you know? Like, because my first instinct when they showed up was to run, like, just run.
Because you're afraid.
But no, they stood there and they asked questions, which was awesome to me. So I saw him again at the Common about a week later doing Free Speech Fridays, which was basically everyone would come on out to the Common and there would be a megaphone and you could just get on this megaphone and just say whatever the fuck you want. My friend Rory started talking about her little mouse that she used to carry around named Nugget the Peace Rat.
What?
Nugget the Peace Rat.
Nugget
I hope Rory
Peace
hears
Rat.
this. Nugget the Peace Rat. May his little mousy soul rest in peace.
Wow.
Well, rat, whatever.
Wow.
Rodent. Cute little rodent.
The Free State Project has a lot of animal mascots. Like, it's not just the snake.
Jazzy. We have Jazzy.
We have Jazzy.
We have
Dogecoin dog.
Well, no, she's not the Dogecoin dog. She's the Jazzy Coin dog. She's a cop block dog. We take her down through the campus when the kids are out partying and whatnot. And
nice.
We hand out literature, and Jazzy is our secret weapon. So that's awesome. She does a great job. She's also kind of a therapy dog for them because they they all left home and they're at the school. They had to leave their animals. So, you know, therapy dog.
And Ash the Studio Cat, who is our producer as well. She's acting strange now, but she is our producer. So
yeah, she'll jump up and get in the way of the cameras eventually, which is fine by me.
So just so you guys know, we will be recording in Keene as well. So
in the Free Talk Live studios.
That's how badass we are. We get the privilege of recording in the Free Talk. We just swinging in, jumping, raining on everyone's parade.
Home sweet home. This is your home sweet home. I feel like this is a great mix, you know, because, like, even within the FSP community, there is diversity. Like, there's the Keene activists and there's Manchester activists. So, like, there's a merge. Yeah, there's Seacoast, there's Free Grafton, there's...
Where? Like...
Where?
That's a real place.
Where?
Yeah. It kind of sounds like the place that it is. It's like in the middle of nowhere. So I think someone said that and they were like, we should call it Where.
Where?
Yeah, Where. It's Where, New Hampshire, guys. It's a real place.
I'm asking you a question. I'm messing with you. The joke is where's where?
Where's where?
Okay, the fact that I had to... Everyone else who's going to watch this is going to be really confused.
Where's in New Hampshire?
Where? Sorry, I'm being stupid. Anyways, moving right along.
So, where are you originally from? Have you always lived in Keene?
I was born in Leominster, Massachusetts. So, from there, my family moved out to the Chicago, Illinois, northwestern Indiana hemisphere of the globe. Whatever, that didn't make any sense. We lived in a town called Portage, Indiana. My father worked in a bowling alley, which was cool.
Yeah.
And then when I was 4 or 5, my grandfather ended up getting cancer and eventually died. So my mother decided to move back here. My father was supposed to come with, but they ended up getting into divorce, custody battle, whatnot. I ended up in New Hampshire. I stuck around here. So the Free State Project came to me because I've been here since 2002, 2003.
Yeah, you're technically like a pre-stater.
Yeah, I went through public school here and whatnot. That was a journey. But I am actually a high school graduate. I managed to cheat the system, if you will. I took night classes and graduated at 16.
Nice.
Yep.
Congratulations. I'm glad you got out of there.
Thank God. Run as fast as you can, children.
Yeah. I plan on doing a lot of School Sucks outreach. We're not just going to talk the talk, people. We actually do walk the walk. So we try to do activism. I mean, it's cold outside, but we didn't come here to be warm.
Buy a jacket.
So, yeah, I actually want to go to the high schools and hand out School Sucks literature.
I did a lot of high school outreach, obviously being within the system. I messed with them a lot, and it was a treat. I would go into the library, and I would bring School Sucks, which is a podcast that Brett Venant is still doing, I believe.
Oh, yeah. He's doing him and Allie Havens.
Awesome.
They're awesome.
I would love for Allie Havens. Allie, if you hear this, I would love for you to be our first guest.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're amazing.
That would be awesome. Just beautiful Liberty ladies all just here.
Yeah. If I had to pick, like, a celebritarian that you'd want to be, I'd pick Allie.
Allie Havens. I think you can take the quiz on Facebook. We're big on Facebook.
I got Libertarian Girl.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I haven't even looked into
I know
her.
I'm saying you guys should, but
I don't know. But, yeah, Allie Havens did the Ladies in Keene podcast and had that blog going. So, once Ladies in Keene shut down, I was really bummed out because, like, that was all I was really doing at that point. So I was like, oh, well, what now? But with every closed door, a new one opens.
A new one does open.
But then they started ALP, which featured Ellen Ball as well, which was awesome. But I think they're on a hiatus right now. I don't really know what they're doing, but that was fun too. I was also on ALP. I made an appearance, which is where Ellen Ball and I first met. We met that night and then did a radio show together. First time.
So so my story. I'm from Athens, Georgia. People. This is the middle of nowhere down south. Well, it's a college town. The University of Georgia. I don't know if you guys are football fans. #1 party school. But I describe the town as like a mine town. Like, the college is there. It sucks up all the wealth. People work for the mine, but, you know, it's like kind of a shitty situation for the people around. So Athens is always the #1 most impoverished state. I think in Georgia it might have changed, but I doubt for the better. But it's like kind of facaded by the university. So that's the kind of town I grew up in.
There are states in Georgia? I'm sorry, I'm fucking with you. Feel free to call me on my bullshit too. Yes, you did.
I'm going to edit that out.
Okay.
So, the University of Georgia, it was just horrible growing up there. Everyone was always the same. Everyone was super conformative. It was just, everyone just wanted to stay the same forever. And they didn't care how awful their situation was or if anyone was, like, trying to oppress them, like authority. it didn't matter. They were used to a set way, and so it didn't matter anything else. And I just really always wanted to leave, so I got that chance through college.
And you went to Boston?
And I went to Boston.
Boston.
Yeah. So I say I left Georgia so I could be more free. And then I went to fucking Boston.
Boston.
So, yeah. I mean, it's beautiful, but come on.
It's
There's
still
not a more
status.
status place than Boston.
All right. I really want to love Massachusetts, but they are so status.
It's so horrible. Like, that's the first town to go in the zombie apocalypse. I always say.
Oh.
It's the first town to go.
Come on, why can't it be like LA or something?
No, they're just so under the authority. Like, it's just, they don't try to.
No. New York is first.
New York?
New York is first.
I've never lived in New York.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Fucking sucks. That might be my
imagine.
Massachusetts talking, but I have been in New York, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
And I moved to Chestnut Hill in Boston. Chestnut fucking Hill. Home of the rich and the famous cunts and assholes of the world. These are the people that throw cell phones at their maids and spit on people type of people. And I was just like, I can't believe I left like one oppressive situation to be here and just like by assholes who just, you know, these are the Bilderbergs and the people who run the world. So I was just like, I don't want to be here. And then I found New Hampshire, which was a funny journey, but.
And you said you found that through Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree?
No. Actually, so I already consider myself a giant hippie, just like peace, free love.
Fair enough.
I was always really into that idea of freedom, like Burning Man type spiritual awakening type shit. So I was already halfway there. And then I met Robert Matthias, and he was kind of telling me about his life, thinking that I'd think it was weird. He was like, I don't even want to tell you. Like, I live a weird life. That's exactly what he said.
Dude, that's what I tell people, too. Yeah. Like, especially if there's, like, a guy who's, like, talking to me, like, oh, what do you do? I'm like, well, where do I start?
Well, I've been telling people, I've been getting a more positive reaction from people. It's the way you say it, but I'm gonna say that's a different show.
Different kettle of fish.
So yeah, I definitely made I won't say a mistake, but it was a journey going from Georgia to Boston to New Hampshire. I met Rob online on Tinder. I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed of my Tinder game. So I met Rob on Tinder, and he was telling me all this stuff, and I was like, I'm really interested. And our first date, you know, after a while, we had been talking for a while, was the Vermont Freedom and Unity Festival. So
I've never been. How is that?
Oh my God, it's so beautiful. Everyone's like on this beautiful like mountain, like hill thing.
Where in Vermont?
I have no idea.
Because I know that there's one festival, Ziontific, up in Stockbridge, Vermont. It is fucking beautiful.
It definitely wasn't Stockbridge. It was definitely something.
Vermont Freedom Unity Festival.
Okay, so just great like time. It's beautiful. Jordan Page was there playing like acoustic. It was like people were smoking pot. There were tents everywhere. People cooking outside.
Camping.
Open carrying.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Basically like mini Pork Fest.
Yeah. Like a super, super mini Pork Fest because it was really small.
Don't even get me started on Pork Fest. Oh, Pork Fest.
No, I can't wait for Pork Fest. I'm living my life currently just to go to Pork Fest.
Yeah. Well, Liberty Forum first.
Okay, Liberty Forum. But if I die, like, after Liberty Forum, I will be super disappointed solely because I didn't make it to Pork Fest.
I feel like Pork Fest is like Christmas to the FSP community, whereas like Liberty Forum is like our
It's like New Year's.
I guess, but too close to get too far.
4th of July. It's our
maybe like Memorial Day or something. It's like our equivalent.
Yeah.
Whereas
we party every convention then has to be. Well, it's Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween.
Halloween
with the Halloween dance party.
Oh yeah.
Which I am.
Convention has to be like it's our mecca. We go see the prophet.
Yes. Amen.
Oh yeah, I am a high priestess of the Shire Dude Church. That's shiredude.com. Third plug. So we do that, just so you know.
All right, so then I guess that makes me the high priestess of the Shire Free Church in Keene, New Hampshire.
I need to get in on the free
Shire Free Church.
Shire Free Church. I need to get on it.
Yeah, I mean, get right on that.
I want to get ordained. I want to be.
Come be a minister or a high priest at whatever.
High priestess just honestly, sounds more like vampire-y.
Honestly,
yeah. So
that's my attitude on that. Is whatever. Okay.
Another show.
Yeah.
See, we're just reeling you in to what we have to offer here.
What was the terminology? Luring you into
we're
a
luring
new
in.
state of consciousness.
Seditious Sirens.
Seditious Sirens.
So,
man, that sounds sexy.
Yeah, because we are sexy.
We are. See us in person. Come visit us at Liberty Forum. The
Rebel Love Show Party, which is a thing now.
It is?
Yeah.
I'm talking about the Students for Liberty.
Oh, yeah, the International Students for Liberty Conference.
We'll be there, too.
We will be there. So if you wanted to ask us anything about our lives or hang out with us, we'd like to party.
Come smoke some pot with us.
Oh,
I don't smoke pot.
But she drinks.
I do drink. I do smoke cigarettes. Come smoke some Newports with me.
That'd be cool. So if you were wondering what our intro video, it's Renee. I love Renee drunk. I think that's how we originally came up with this idea. Most of our encounters have been, including this one, someone is on some substance, which is great. Because I have a good time, man. I don't care about drama or anything else. I just like to have a good time.
That's how I met Anne, actually. Yeah. She was holding a hard cider, and I'm like, oh, where'd you get that? I love those. She's like, oh, they're mine. Okay, give me one. Let's go.
Yeah.
Then we got to talking, and then I'm like, oh, this bitch, I like her.
Yeah. Because I just always say, share the booze and share the drugs. Like, it's no fun being drunk and high alone if I can have a friend. Like,
right?
Why not? So,
right? We went through that together.
Oh,
we were in that together.
Yeah. So that's how you make friends for life, people. Yep. Buy him a beer.
Yep.
Toke up that joint. Give him a puff.
Give him a puff.
Yeah, that's my motto in life. I
YOLO
always
420
say,
swag.
Try to make friends. That's what life is about. I always never try to make an enemy. If we do make enemies, well, fuck that. But, if we don't, I got a friend. And there aren't too many ladies in the community.
You got a friend in me.
We definitely are less than the men here. Right?
Oh, yeah. We're the minority. But you know what? That's okay. Because honestly, and don't take this personally. This is not a shot directly at your vagina. But I tend to notice that in normal culture, females are the ones who are constantly gossiping and talking shit and being bitches. Bitches be crazy, man. So I mostly hang out with guys, and that's whatever, man. Like, that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
My best friends are guys, But,
yeah.
But there are exceptions. However, in this community, it's different. I don't find that to be the case.
What do you find to be
with girls? Well, I mean, there's not much internal fighting to begin with.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I guess when there is, it is between girls.
I just feel like there's no gender barriers. Like, there'll be internal fighting between anyone.
Which is why I don't even notice, because it's true. Like,
it's not no nippy, like, catty bullshit. Like,
to a degree, but not.
Well, it's the men.
Like,
it's
in
the men.
Real
and
life.
This is a shot at your balls. It's the men who are more catty, I've come to see, than the women here. There's so few anyway, but the men here, they can be,
This was a topic on the Convention Ladies panel, too.
Oh, well.
You can YouTube that and go find that.
It's
I didn't say much.
On our YouTube channel, You can find us at Seditious Sirens.
Yeah, look for us on YouTube.
2 words, Seditious Sirens.
Seditious Sirens.
Yeah, look for us there. I don't know if we can't count that as a plug, so.
I mean, shameless self-promotion, baby. What can I say?
Shameless self-promotion.
Mm-hmm.
So where were we at? Oh, sorry guys, we're gonna navigate a lot, but bear with us. So me and Rob,
We'll get there. We'll eventually be really cool, and we'll know what we're doing.
Yeah.
Or you know what? Fuck it. We don't even have to know what we're doing, because we may not know what we're doing, but we are doing something. What are you doing?
Oh.
What are you doing for liberty? Ask not what
Answer us.
liberty can do for you, but what you can do for liberty.
What you can do.
Gross.
So yeah.
Quotes.
So after the Free Love Festival, or whatever it was called, I started coming here more and more and more. And I went to TGI Fridays and Mant and Keenvention sold
romantic.
me. But
Oh, you had not yet moved up here. I always forget that you just
Everyone
moved
always thought that I had moved, but I hadn't, guys. I moved. People try to discredit my move because I was visiting. I should get more street cred because I visited a lot.
Well, most everybody visits before they move. Like, don't be dumb. Honestly, like, if you come up here, if you, like, move to Keene and you're more acclimated to Manchester, like, don't be all pissed off and go home because you didn't look around before you moved. You know, like, that's your fault. Like,
don't be an asshole.
Visit the Seacoast. Visit Grafton. Visit where fucking New Hampshire. I don't know. Visit Manch. And you'll find your place, you know? Like, some, like, the small but urban areas, which would be Keene. Some like a nice urban area, which would be Manchester. Others would like I don't know, something else, Nashua. We're all over the place.
Everything for you here.
Right.
And more freedom. I think New Hampshire just on its own already, though we are, you know, I feel like we're responsible, all our protesting and live free or die, and we won't stand for this shit. Like, someone had to say, I won't stand for no fucking state tax. Someone had to say it.
Right.
So, and it worked. So, that's the lesson, people. We're here to get you to revolt. Someone needs to say, stop.
That's why we're here, inciting the rebellion.
That's what we're trying to do, people. So, if someone didn't say stop, it wouldn't have happened. So, I already loved the idea of New Hampshire, and I thought I was gonna wait until I finished college to come, but then I was like, why?
Did you leave college?
I didn't leave college. I am currently still in college. I'm at Southern New Hampshire University, so you can find me there.
Did you transfer?
Yeah, I transferred.
Right
and
on.
it actually all just worked out. Nothing hindered me. I'm still graduating at the same time, a little early even, so.
Rock on.
I was just like, why? And me, I'm not, like, family acclimated. A lot of people here, I feel like, have mommy and daddy issues and maybe, like, family problems.
A lot of people come up here divorced.
Yeah.
Like,
they call it the Divorce State Project.
Yeah.
Is what it's been called before.
Yeah. I mean, that doesn't necessarily, like, we're not home wreckers or anything, like.
Oh, no.
But,
well.
That's another thing you could do. Like, don't bitch at us for breaking up your family. Y'all should be on the
polyamory.com. I'm just kidding. I don't know. That wasn't a plug, but you get the point, people. We'll plug you. Okay, go.
Okay, whatever. So, like, if you're, hopefully you've looked into, I mean, not everybody necessarily has to agree, like, as far as politics go, if you're going to get married to the person, but usually it's a good idea to be on the same page because that means you share values.
I mean, a lot of people don't believe in marriage at all here. So it's just easier to search within. Like, I can imagine dating a status. Like,
God.
I'd want to vomit. Like, every time I see him, like, literally, like,
which is hilarious because I know a lot of, like, cop groupies. You know, like, oh, my boyfriend's a cop. And
like,
like,
how do you not? How do you sleep at night? How do you climax? Because I just don't understand.
Yeah,
I don't understand. But
I mean, I do have a friend who is, like, living with a cop, and they make a good couple, but I feel like he's, like, I don't want to say that there's no such thing as a good cop, but, well, it's, you're still working for the man, you know? So
That's true.
you're contributing to a greater evil, you know? Even if you're not the one who's out there, like, giving senseless tickets or ticketing victimless crime people, whatever.
That's what you do. That's the department you work in.
Right.
The department of up my ass way too much.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's the department that you're in.
Right.
You're, you know.
He's still a good guy, and they make a really nice couple.
In the whole I'm just doing my job thing, because you know what? That's Nazis were just doing their jobs.
Exactly.
Don't break the law, and you like I hate that. Like,
oh my God.
I'm not a slave.
Right. Get back to your master.
No.
Where's your master, Anne?
No.
Exactly.
No.
Fucking exactly. So I do hate when people say that, because if I were back in the 1800s and Anne came over to my house and she was like, yeah, I ditched my slave owner, I would be like, okay, cool, you can crash upstairs. Like, nah, I ain't gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna turn her in. Nah.
Yeah.
No. But it would be illegal for me to do so back then, you know?
And people don't, I feel like people just aren't looking at it that way. They're like, oh, well, I never saw it that way before.
And that's why I don't hold the state's version of what is wrong and what is right very close. I take that with a grain of salt.
I make my own morals, what I consider right and wrong. People are thinking like those are like state forced upon deals, like the state is like limiting murders because they have a law against murder. No, the fuck they're not. They're a serial killer. Like, if someone wants to be a killer, they're gonna be a killer just because there's a law that says, hey, don't kill people. Come on, people. It's not their state is not making you any safer by putting these restrictions upon you. They're just they're just up your ass way too much.
Yep.
And that's it. And that's how that goes.
True story. I'm not a fan. I was in the State House last week. Or it wasn't, whatever. The governor, Maggie Hassan, walked by me. And although New Hampshire is a much nicer state to live in, it is still a state, you know? So we do have our problems. But she walked by me and, like, smiled at me. And, like, I just couldn't help but glare at her. Like, you still make me sick. Like, because she refused to pass a bill for marijuana use. I forget exactly what the context of that was, but oh man, she just walked by me and I'm like, God damn it, like, go home. The state needs to die. Yeah. The state needs to fucking die.
Okay, so that's It just does, people. But I promise you, we're gonna lure you into this. We're gonna ease you into this. This is just the intro show. Okay, so we were talking about how the state needs to die.
Yes.
Murder upon the state.
Easy now.
Okay. Okay. No, I don't. Maybe a little I do. Okay, so
kill it with fire.
Yeah, so
thinking about the state makes me feel like there are a million, like, daddy long legs crawling over me and just like, no.
It's not a turn
unsettling.
On. I just back to, I don't see how someone could date a state, especially someone who is awake. So this is the lingo, people. What it means to be awake. Being awake means you realize that there is no higher authority than you. No one has higher claim to your life than you do.
I concur.
And, of course, the NAP, which we live and die by. The non-aggression principle. So I won't tread on you if you don't tread on me, and you won't tread on me. So
should we explain the NAP principle for the kids, if you will? Here, we can do this in real life since we do have a camera right here. So, if I happen to deck you in the face, pew, what are you going to do?
I am going to defend myself.
Word. If I don't deck you in the face,
then I am going to be a civilized human being and have a conversation with you about why you're hating on me.
What if I am arguing with you in your face like this?
And then I'm just going to argue with you back, but I will never resort to violence.
You don't You don't wanna?
No. Just
Okay.
kisses on the cheeks. Kisses. That's it. That's all we do. This is the Kisses and Hugs and Rainbows project.
Peace and shit, you know? Peace pot and peanut butter.
Peace upon the peanut butter.
No, peace pot and peanut butter.
Peace pot and peanut butter?
Peace pot and peanut butter.
I don't like peanut
Rich
butter
Paul
that
quote.
much.
I don't really either.
I love Rich Paul, though. He's great.
Yeah.
I've smoked with him.
He's a fun time.
He's a good time.
He is a well-known cannabis activist. For those who don't know, he is responsible for the 420 rallies that happen here in New Hampshire, sometimes on the lawn of the State House.
Yes.
On
I
April
actually
20th.
went to the 420 festival in Boston. It was great. I just blowing the smoke in those officers' faces.
Oh, such a great feeling.
It was beautiful. I got so high that day. I baked a cake in honor of the day.
Constant bake.
Yeah, guys, I bake. So
figuratively or literally?
both.
Good.
Both.
Good to know.
So
How do you win Ann Leverett's heart, you guys? Bring her a pot cake.
there you go, guys. Shameless self-promotion. I do accept cake, so.
I don't smoke pot, but I do like money or packs of Newport menthols. You can send those.
Yeah, just tons and tons of packs of Newports. Like, that's so romantic.
If you live in the South, they're like $40 a fucking carton there. So
Yeah.
if you want to like go ahead and mail one up for me, that'd be awesome. Because
Yeah.
like up here, it's like $70. That's
Yeah.
kind of bullshit.
So, yeah. So, back to the non-aggression principle. So, yeah, so that's kind of how we live our lives here. And so, when we say awake, that's what we mean. We mean we've shattered all illusions. You know, the state is taking care of you. That is an illusion. It's not something that's actually happening.
That is bullshit.
It's not true, and we're going to explain that to you. But next show, people, next show, beware. So, you know, keep following us.
To shorten it, President Obama doesn't care about you.
To shorten it, Obama, period.
Santa Claus isn't real.
He's not real. There's no magical, you know, people who sit above and they want the best for you. They only want the best for themselves.
And remember in school when you'd put your little hand over your heart and say, "Every day I pledge allegiance to the flag."
Listen.
This is not a
what
form
you're
of
saying.
brainwashing. This is not a form of brainwashing. From the time you were 5 years old, I pledge allegiance. Did you even know what the fuck allegiance meant? And to the republic. Did you know what a republic was when you were 5? I don't think so. I don't think so.
And it's just children do not seek out authority. They don't seek out someone to oppress them. They don't seek out what government is. That's something that's forced unto them. That's something that's forced unto everybody.
I think that's why the song Let It Go became so popular among children
Yeah.
this last year. I thought that was great because, like, if you listen to the lyrics, it's like, "Can't hold me back anymore." You know?
Renee Kate singing Frozen on
Oh,
our show.
God.
It
Let
might
it
be
go.
the title.
Let it go.
Free love,
Turn
people.
away and slam the door.
Exactly. Like, stop taking this bullshit. That's what that song says.
I
Kids.
don't care what they're going to say.
Exactly. Renee Kate singing Frozen on our song, people.
Just so you guys know, I have a better singing voice than that. Please don't judge me. In fact, I might have my own music channel coming up soon as well. So,
Shameless self-promotion.
yeah, I'll link that on our page when that
When that's out.
happens.
So,
Anyways, back to our show.
Back to our show. So back to being, so that's kind of what we say when the lingo we'll use on this show, and we're going to try to get you to understand it, because if you aren't here, you should be here. And if you're content on staying where you are, but you do love freedom, you do love liberty, then I think we also want to give you ways, you know, to help incite the rebellion. Like, we want to give you means to that. We want to tell you what we're doing here, because we will do activism. We've done activism, cop blocks, school sucks, outreach, that kind of thing.
420 outreach.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Big
we have a
420
list for
pot
you.
activists.
A long
So
list.
if you don't want to leave, there are still ways to incite the rebellion. Get your friends to, you know, Wake them up. If you don't want to, if you want to live your life in a shadow of this big foot over you about to crush you at any moment, if you don't fight back. So it's more of us than them.
And they can. And one thing that I want to bring up, if you're going to do activism, I would recommend coming to New Hampshire and doing it here. Obviously, you can do activism anywhere you are of any type, whether it be freedom activism, animal
Your
activism.
peacekeepers might not be too keen to that.
Right.
That's a Hunger Games reference, guys. Your peacekeepers.
The people around you, another great YouTube video that explains this very well, look up Storm Clouds Gathering Chain of Obedience. It explains it perfectly, but basically all the people around you who are chanting USA and waving their little flags and being nationalist status pigs, those are the people that I fear. It's the masses that would have me put to death in the drop of a hat if the right order was given. That's a direct quote from Chain of Obedience. Yeah. And that is exactly what I fear. So around here, it's harder to take out a crowd than an individual, Yeah. So might as well come up here and be comfortable.
Join the crowd.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, we do encourage that. We definitely want to trigger the move. And if you are interested in anything we've said here, definitely go to freestateproject.org. That's freestateproject.org.
We are plug crazy.
Yeah. Shameless self-promotion, guys. So contact us. We accept PayPal and Bitcoin. Okay.
And just donations of, hey, look, somebody's doing something.
Yeah. We accept that as well.
We sure do. I'm very excited to finally be doing something. I've watched people around me do all these podcasts and cool shows and have their own little fan bases. Yeah. So I'm excited. Hopefully I can build a fan base myself.
As well. I just think we have two personalities that I think deserve to be heard.
You and I collide.
That's why you should watch this show, because Renee Kate Free Love will be, random
breaking out into songs
and dance people.
And party and bullshit. Okay. That's enough of that. You
gotta watch for the little dance parties. That would be bonus content. So anyway, our next venture is International Students for Liberty Conference, which is in Washington, D.C. I don't know the dates off the top of my head.
I don't either. I can look it up, though.
Technology, people. Anyway, it's soon. Oh, no, Valentine's Day weekend. I do remember. Valentine's Day weekend. Definitely come up to Washington and see us. We'll be promoting the Free State Project. And, and we'll be having a good time.
We sure will.
First and foremost, people, this is not all about, hardcore, I'm an activist, fuck the police. We party.
Yes, plenty of social events, too, up here.
We party. So, ISFLC, I actually went to the Students for Liberty Conference in Boston. Great time. Jeffrey Tucker was there, which is always awesome.
Ron Paul will be at the one in D.C.
Yeah, Ron Paul.
I can't
Ron
wait.
Paul. It's a great time. It's a lot of people who are thinking the way you do, especially at, our age, even younger, actually. There were high school students there.
I was 14 when I came to the Ideas of Liberty.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I've always had them in the back of my mind. Mm-hmm. Although I used to be a super statist. I was actually arrested in public school for having some pot on me. I did smoke pot at one time. And I had it in my head that I did something wrong, like bad. I was bad for wanting to put what I wanted into my own body.
To have a plant and not obtain a license to sell something that you have that's of your possession, that's not hurting anyone.
Yeah. Ridiculous bullshit.
Yeah.
I might as well just go ahead and tell this story. When I was 13 years old, I was in 8th grade. I started smoking pot when I was like 12 and was regularly smoking by the time I was 13. So I had made a deal at school because, you know, it's simple enough. Like, it had been done plenty of times before.
Yeah.
And I had some pot. It was given to me loose. It wasn't even, like, it was not even a gram, barely over a bowl pack even. And I had it in my bra, so I was going around looking for a bag. And I went to my best friend, who was also my locker mate, and I'm like, hey, do you have a bag? And some kid that I wouldn't go to a middle school dance with got pissed and, like, snitched me out because he overheard our conversation. And they ended up searching the locker where the bag of weed was, and took me and my locker mate into custody, if you will, and questioned us relentlessly. Now,
this is a few little pieces of weed. Like, you would think this is, like, someone searching for cocaine.
Right? Like, the way they went about it, it was, like, full-on Nazi status, man. They were crazy. It was like we had committed murder.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. So they questioned the dealer, because they saw her on camera or whatever, too, questioning me and my locker mate. They pulled me into a room. Now, I didn't know my full rights, which is why... Another thing that I want to get into on this show is why everyone should know their rights, especially young people, because you, young people, are who they want to fuck with, because they know that you don't know any better but to answer their questions. So they pull me into a room. They're questioning me. I didn't know my rights, but at the very least I knew snitches get stitches. So I kept my damn mouth shut till the very last minute. But they were like, who'd you get it from? Where's a blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, nope. So they kicked me out, sent me into the ISS in-school suspension room.
Oh, yeah.
And then pulled my locker mate in there. She sang like a canary. Pulled the dealer in there. She didn't say a word. She knew her rights. So they pull me back in there once they have all the evidence, which they gathered from my best friend. And, yeah, they had 2 police reports.
Full-blown court case.
Yeah, so they showed me all this evidence, and they were like, well, you can either confirm what we have on this paper, or you can get an extra charge for lying to the police, which I don't know how the hell I lied. I didn't say a word, but they, like, just made it terrible for me and traumatic, so I ended up writing a police report with no more than what was already on that paper, less even. And I still feel terrible about that. Mm. But, yeah, it was ridiculous. Like, they put me through a court diversion thing because I was still a minor. And,
wow.
Oh, my God. It was so fucking ridiculous. Like, they basically ruined my life. Like, I was going through with, like, straight A's, and they fucked my shit up. Like, I don't understand why I couldn't have continued to go through as an honor roll student who smoked some pot, you know? Instead, they decided to kick me out and... Well, they kicked me out for, I think I only got, like, 3 days suspension. They gave the dealer, like, 10-day suspension. Yeah. And they gave the other girl, like, a day suspension because she talked. But it was so stupid.
So that's what they're teaching you. They're just trying to install that, you know, if you break these arbitrary rules,
then you can't be successful, which is bullshit. That's
this is
bullshit.
What we're going to do to you.
Exactly. Like, even had I not graduated high school, I wouldn't feel like any worse, you know, because I really don't give a fuck about an arbitrary
individual, right? And that has nothing to do.
I don't live my life by, like, I don't grade myself on the state and the system's arbitrary standards, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's great that you're going through college and whatnot, because you probably have something, like, you probably have a plan in mind. I don't. Yet they're in schools, it's like, go to college. Yeah. Like, what the hell for?
I definitely don't think college is for everyone. And if it's not for you, then it's a waste of money. Right. Like, college is fucking expensive. Way too fucking expensive.
Even high school wasn't for me. Like, what the fuck was the point of that? If I could take that time back.
I definitely would not do that to my children.
If I could take, like if I could take that time back and put it into learning some sort of skill, like, if I could sew like a genius, or if I could.
If you think about it, high school, are the worst times in most individuals' lives. Like, it's such a, especially if you are awake and you know what freedom is. Like,
oh my God.
It's just so much don't do this, don't do that, don't move, don't breathe.
The
like,
only fun part of school was fucking with them. Like, making their lives a little bit harder for being a bureaucrat. Like, I'm sure that even, like, bureaucrats most have good intentions, you know? Yeah. Others just want to be up on a pedestal.
Fine in theory. But that's fine. Everything in theory.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I remember in school I had a gay friend, and one day he was walking through the halls wearing a rainbow t-shirt that said something like "Can't Think Straight." And he got in trouble. He was dragged into the house office by the administrator, and he threatened to write him up, but he didn't. There was no write-up. Mm-hmm. He just threatened a detention. And then there was another case of this. One of my friends, she had a rainbow belt on. Same administrator pulled her into the house office, told her she had to take it off and couldn't wear it. And she actually did have a write-up for that.
Yeah, wow.
So...
That's high school people.
Right. I decided that's bullshit. He gave the excuse that it was uncomfortable for the school environment, which is such bullshit.
Oh my God. You couldn't show your elbows. Like, I'm like, who are my... Like,
oh, we'll get into the sexism there in a minute.
Like, my shoulders, like... It was just like, oh, like, you can't wear a shirt, like...
Rape culture.
So far up your arm.
Rape
it was
culture.
Really fucking weird. Like, it's just... That's how it was. It was like they had to restrict everything to the T to get you to think that that's how life is supposed to be.
Conform
that
and
you're
comply.
Supposed to be
conform
restricted
and comply
to the T.
Yeah, it's bullshit. So what did I do about this whole rainbow nonsense? Both of these people told me about this separately. So I was like, wow, time for Renee to do some in-school civil disobedience. So I set up a Facebook event, and I got a lot of good responses. And I set up a day. I said, just everybody wear rainbow into the school on this day. And sure as shit, that Friday, everyone, the halls were decked in people wearing rainbow, whether it was just some kind of duct tape bracelet to like a rainbow tutu they walked around in. It was awesome.
What high school did you go to?
I went to Keene High School. Now, this administrator, I ended up talking to him about this afterwards because during the time he wouldn't talk to me. I asked him on video, like, hey, how do you feel about this? And he wouldn't reply. After he claimed that he never did that never happened. And I said, that's bullshit because you have a write-up. And, yeah, just tried to, like, guilt me. Like, at first, he got me, and I almost cried. But, like, no, he was lying to my goddamn face about, like, how he treated those other kids. But, yeah, there was not a damn thing.
They lied.
There was not a damn thing he could do about the rainbow because everybody was wearing it. He would have had to write up, like, at least 200 kids. At least.
That's the world. If everyone just stood up and said, fuck this, there are more of us than there are of them. So
back to chain of obedience. Think about how Napoleon Bonaparte would be treated today if he walked into Times Square and started yelling about his conquer blah 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 bullshit. Everyone would have a good laugh for about 5 minutes, but then at the end of the day, he would be locked up in a padded room. So a command is basically inconsequential if it's ignored or laughed at by the masses.
Yeah. And it's just, don't worry, people. We know that you're so accustomed to hearing these things. So we're going to slowly break it down for you, why we think, you know, our goal is to have you say, fuck this. Like, why don't I move to New Hampshire? Why don't I start, you know, some civil disobedience in my area? Because it only takes a spark to start a fire.
Live to my own standard of what is right and what is wrong. I mean, to a certain degree, you know.
I mean, as long as you're not harming anyone else. That's the thing. I don't have to say it's to a certain degree. Do whatever the fuck you want. As long as it's not harming me, anyone around me, and like anyone else, then that's all you, buddy.
Yep.
Whatever you want to do. You put on a fucking duck suit, run around town, whatever you would like.
Yep.
I don't know. Balls out. Balls out.
Balls out.
If that was what I was saying. Which I assume it was.
Run around a duck's ear.
That's
is
usually
what you said.
That's usually what I say to sum things up. Anyway, so we hope that you've had a great time with us, because we've sure had a great time with you.
Yeah, this was fun. I can't wait. This will be a weekly thing.
Once a week broadcast. We're gonna get this on podcast, but you can definitely find us on YouTube. So we are the Seditious Sirens. And also, you can find us on Facebook under the same name. We're making it easy for you, people. Woo! And remember, shameless self-promotion for you on this show. Anytime. Give us a ring. So give us a ring. We'll discuss the details. We barter. We do. We accept pot, Bitcoin, PayPal.
And Newports.
And Newports. Boxes of Newports. So we're women who know what we want. That's all I got to say. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so wrapping it up.
This has been Renee, Kate, Free Love with you.
And this has been the Rebel Mistress and Leverette. And we will see you next time. And remember,
Sedition is sexy.
This world